Hello, hello! Hi, everyone! Welcome back, everyone! How is everyone today? How about that video, eh? How are we doing? Did we all survive? Hi, Zarsusa! Hi, Digital! Rain and Ryra! Hello, hello! Oh, Reiki and June! Hello, Peichu! Mary Rem, Avery, and Fleur! Welcome to the stream! Hi everyone, Libby's here! It's 6 AM! Oh my goodness, I would say I'll try to make this quick, but oh, we know it's not going to be quick. I'm so sorry. I do hope you get some sleep tonight. See if I can turn around, face you guys, so it seems like someone is talking to you. The video was great. I am glad. Quite the finale. I'm glad to hear. BB Bones, hi! Oh, and Digital and Lycan, by the way. Hello. In spirit. Oh, Ricky's just here to say hi. Haven't actually watched it going to sleep. Oh, good. Have a great night. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by to say hi. I hope you enjoy it when you see it. It's a little long. So I hope you pace yourselves. I hope everybody treats themselves well. I've been hiding Zila. Yeah. I was wondering if anybody would suspect after the last streams. I was clearly trying to hide a little someone interesting.
Tough adversary.
I wonder who it was. Avery also hasn't finished the video yet, waiting for the end. Looking forward to the end. I hope you enjoy. A lot of the last hour probably is those little wrap-up quests. Most of the exciting bits are in the first bits, but I wanted to get through everything, you know? I was so excited. So, you know, who doesn't like a 5-hour video every now and then? Very happy to see you meet Kaveh. I was so excited to meet him. Yeah, he's one of the characters I've had for a while now. I think I got him on standard when I was in Inazuma. And knew barely anything about him. And then he just pops up out of the blue. I was so happy to see him. I did just get a comment though saying that apparently there was another interaction I could have seen if I had gone back into the House of Dana, which is just, I can't believe I missed it. What a bummer. I'm probably going to have to look that up and watch it in a YouTube video or something. Paige, you saw a glimpse of her head. Yeah, at one point in one of the streams, I slipped up a little bit and she peeked out at the end of the, the character selection screen. My bad. Just a teeny weeny bit obvious. Yeah, I wanted to, like... I didn't want to lie about it. I just tried to avoid the topic. But, you know, I was interested in the character before. We knew this. She's Cryo. I love Cryo. What else am I gonna do? What else am I gonna do but wish for her? Let's go to Sumeru. Camp out there. Lycan thought it was going to be Mawika, but because I had missed a stream where you tried Seat Lolly. Makes sense. Yes. I tried them both. I did like them both, but I ended up going for Seat Lolly. She's Cryo. It's my favorite element. It's hard to resist. Alright, we're here in Sumeru. Let's switch over to a more appropriate team, perhaps. Lyraby is back! Hello! Is it Lyraby or Lyraby? Ooh, I don't remember if I've asked you before or not. But if I have, I apologize. Welcome back to the stream. Glad you can make it. Oh, Jay Blakewood is here. Hello, hello. Really, I'll hate them and Kaveh are the best roommates. It's literally a they were roommates situation, isn't it? Welcome to the Kaveh fan club. I was not expecting him to have that voice. He sounds so sophisticated. Very cool. Jay Blakewood asks, have you done any Lantern Rite stuff yet? Not yet. I'll show you what it looks like on my end. It looks like... Oh, wait. Nice. If I go to Lantern Rite, it tells me this. But I've been getting some feedback from people about exactly how spoilery this is, and it seems it's very minor stuff. I might be able to play the whole Lantern Rite this time, which is exciting. But my understanding is that bits and pieces of this are released every day. So I don't know if we're full, through the full quest just yet. But so far it's looking pretty promising, so I'm quite pleased. Have you been doing the R&R quests? I have been working on the R&R quests. Yes, I've been trying to finish up a lot of this region before we move on to Fontaine, of course. So R&R quests, definitely high up on the list. Story quests are high up on the list. I want to get out into the desert. We have a lot more to do here, even though we finished the Archon Quest. Speaking of which, there she is. So we're gonna be here for a little while, doing various quests. Oh, SDK is here. Hi! Welcome back to the stream. I hope you saw the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. How did we feel about a 5-hour finale? Did you know that there's a coffee bug that will destroy your game in co-op? Ah! Oh, that's scary. Is that still a thing? Is that something I should be concerned about? I haven't done co-op in a while. Fun fact, Alhaitham and Kaveh have parallel idols. Do they? Do they address each other in their idols? Wait. That's amazing. There were also optional dialogues with Ramen and Candace. Oh no! Right, I did see someone's comment that I missed Ramen. He was standing there and I didn't notice him. I'm sorry, Ramen. Oh my goodness. Valera says, I love that Naze, Alhaitham's VA said that on one con. Oh, was he speaking about the set of con? They had to redo the scene in House of Dano because their first take was too implied. That's perfect. That's amazing. If Kaveh joins your world, he can delete an object. Oh. Spring cleaning, I suppose. Oh, both Y's are pronounced as an I. Lyrabai, I believe. Thanks for letting me know. And Kaveh's VA is so good. Oh, I'm really excited to sort of like look up all the VAs once I'm more caught up and see how involved they are with the communities. I'm excited. Let's see. Oh, I need to catch up with a lot of a lot of dialogue. Oh, Matsan is here. Hi, Matsan. Have you finally found a key for the Desert's Hospital? No, I haven't. I did see a bunch of comments about it and how to find it and where it is. I don't think it was that specific, but I think people said that since I finished the quest, I can go back and it should be there now. Maybe we should do that. Peichu says, finishing Sumeru will get to Fontaine in a year. Too real. I'm hoping to get there soonish, but, you know, I don't want to rush things either. Sumeru does have so much depth, it's fantastic. Sounds like the bug has been fixed or debunked. And SDK says that you were skipping around to the important scenes. Completely understandable. I was kind of hoping that people would do that because, as you saw, we rescheduled the stream already. I couldn't make it any later than it is now, but I was hoping that people, you know, wouldn't have to sit in front of their computers for 5 hours straight, because that's a lot. That is a lot.
Let's work through it together.
You can check out Haytham's Idol and Character Archive. Oh, that's a good point. Thank you. Azul is here. Hi, Azul. Watch it from the archive, you'll notice the matching. Maybe we'll try to get to that today. I have a lot planned for today. I have the note is digital this time, that's how long it is. Let's see, let's write that down. Idols. And we'll try to do that. Key for hospital, if we have time. Let's see. A key idol. It's a key idol. I was so confused for a second because I was writing about idols and I was writing about keys, and then I see key idol. I thought you read my mind, Mary Rum. Also, hi, and Metal Foes is here too. Hello. 5 hours of Sumeru is exactly what you want. Perfect. I'm glad to deliver.
See the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
So, some of the things I have planned for today are I want to read a couple things, and I also want to talk about my current theories after the Archon Quest. I've been letting myself digest what I saw. I've been writing down my thoughts as I've had them, and so I have a lot to get through. I'm not sure which order would be a good way to do things through, and also we'll probably be looking at something very boring because I cannot fight something and think all my thoughts at the same time. But that's the general plans for today. Fun fact, after completing Act 5, all traces of Greater Lord Rikdavata are effectively erased from the world. This includes changes to in-game descriptions, in-game lore, NPC dialogue, item descriptions, and even character stories. That's why. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was getting mixed feedback on, what was it? Nahida's character stories and the Folio of Foliage. I was hearing from some people that I should read it before the finale, and I was hearing from others that I should read it afterwards. And so I thought, you know what? How about a wrap-up stream? But maybe it'll be different. I don't even know what the original looks like. You know what? You know what I think would be... Where do I have this? My bag? The first thing I think about is the Ascension materials. Because way back in Mondstadt, I read these. And they have a little quote on them. I had a very, very long dream. And it gets bigger with each one. This is definitely a quote from Nahida. Is this what it used to say? I feel like this is different. Oh no, how do I see what it used to be? Archive? Archive. I'm curious. Materials? Ha 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 ha. That looks pretty promising. Here we go. That dancing circle embodied everything about the universe. Life has always been the end, while it is wisdom that shall be the means. Actually, that does sound kind of familiar. Let's see, some items need to be seen in the wiki. Oh, the wiki! There's even a traveler voice line that is removed? You can't see it in the game anymore if you've changed. I love that top to bottom. It was removed. That's crazy. A time machine or wiki? You know what? My second thought is, hey, that second account that I've been wanting to make, which I definitely should not make, reasonably speaking, for several months until I'm done and caught up with the Notlan and all that. But the second account that I make, I will do this one day. I can read everything there. Check out the local specialties. Most of them have changed. You need the wiki. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if I can bring the wiki up. Let me try. I've never tried that before, but I can try. Oh, Olivia, are you heading out soon? Thanks for stopping by and say hi. I'll have the VOD up. I'm hoping by Wednesday, as I mentioned. So maybe you can see the chats then, is the hope, is the plan. Let's see, Genshin wiki. I don't even know what I wanted to look up first. Olivia is heading out. Bye! Have a great day or night! Be careful with wiki. Yes, that's the thing. I have not looked at the wiki because it seems like a treasure trove of spoilers. Big old danger sign on it in my mind. Oh, Digital, you made sure I heard the Traveler voice line on a previous stream? That's so clever. Which one was it? Wait, which one was it? Also, have you read all of these stones? They are food for thought. I read all of them that I had available at the time that I first read them. I don't know if I had all the highest levels of each. I think I was missing a couple of the highest levels. I read at least one from every element. Rukashava mushrooms. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's start with what we have in the game. There we go. Okay. So, for Nahida, she has a story. Let's start with Nahida's story, and then we will look at... Oh, I had a thought. Oh, folio of foliage. That's the plan. And then we're getting a couple item recommendations. Lotuses and Rukashava mushrooms make sense. Woohoo. Okay, here we go. Nahida, at long last. Long ago, the Sumeru Archon created Sumeru's rainforest and bestowed wisdom upon the people of Sumeru through the academia. I'm immediately noticing that there's no name mentioned at the beginning of this story. Just the Sumeru Archon. Her name is praised in thousands of stories that are written to admire her deeds and virtues. In the eyes of people in Sumeru, the existence of the Sumeru Archon is more of a symbol, by which they ascertain that the protection of divinity upon this land has persisted since antiquity. The Sumeru Archon is revered by the highest sages in Sumeru City and venerated by the citizens unswervingly. And the powerful Akasha system is Lesser Lord Kusanali's eyes and ears. They're not wrong. The Akasha enables her to observe and learn about people's emotions and gives her omnipresent sight and hearing so that she can understand voices that are not praise. The more she sees, the more she knows that she must learn constantly. Only through that can she enrich her experience, honing her skills to become powerful enough to face the threats from the most abysmal corners of the world. There is no escape from this, her inexorable duty. Even though very few feel unsatisfied with the status quo, Nahida still remains steadfast. Her tenacity comes from conviction. She knows it better than anyone else that here, she is the one that all people rely on and trust in. Aww. I adore Nahida. Oh, hello, Miss Shahad. Welcome to the stream. Just finished the Archon Quest. Thank you. 5 hours? I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was definitely thinking at a certain point, how long is too long for one sitting of a video? But it seems like people are enjoying the 5 hours. So I'm glad you enjoyed. Jay Blakewood says, I would not look at things except for specific items you want to look at. Don't browse or look at characters yet. I was just about to pull up Nahida's character thing so we could compare the stories as we go through them, but I'm just now remembering she also has story quests, doesn't she? I should probably... I know there's going to be spoilers on there until I'm done with both story quests. Okay. Well, let's just proceed with what we have at least on hand. Metalfoe says, whenever there was a mention to the Dendro Archon changed, it becomes the Dendro Archon lost her memories. Oh ho ho. BB Bone says, I wonder if this affected the Heavenly Principles too. Technically, they're an alien, but that is my one of my questions. Let me see. Yeah. Writing that down to talk about that again later. Okay. Character story 1. The process of learning and growing is joyful, and knowledge concerning this world always satisfies Nahida's exuberant curiosity. Gradually, Nahida came to grasp the principles of nature and the elements, understanding the ecology of the sky and the sea. She could even compose what she learned into fascinating dreams that are logical, yet beyond imagination. Such dreams are, in essence, the same as Nahida's marvelous metaphors. They all lead to a dawning understanding of the similarities between two otherwise unrelated things. But there are times when she meditates on things yet struggles to figure them out, and such incidents usually concern events related to people or society. For example, when honesty and truth could exempt a person from punishment, some people might turn silent and deceitful, and when with their beloved ones, some people would hurt others with brutal words. It feels as if the contradictions of the entire world are focused through and manifested by human beings, whose fickle emotions are perplexing to Nahida. In such moments, her metaphors would not work, nor could she find any system in this world as a reference for such chaos. She could only explain it by the fact that the difference between every person's uniqueness creates diverse reactions when they undergo similar emotions. But this was not a satisfactory answer to Nahida. To better know human beings, plain knowledge and dogma alone would never suffice. Perhaps it was from that moment on that Nahida came to understand why blank had to stand firmly by human beings' side and even make tremendous sacrifices for their sake. For each and every one of them is a unique existence in this world. Hello? There's a redacted. What does that mean? Is that Rukkhadevata there? It's only got 4 blanks, 4 blank boxes. I don't know if that means anything in terms of what this word used to be. Is that a Rukkhadevata? I could see it fitting her. Ruka. Oh, I have to guess that that's just a big meme amongst the Genshin community, just pretending not to know who Rukkhadevata is. I'm checking. The redacted was there before the edit? Ooh. Okay, somebody who's had to stand on human beings' side and make tremendous sacrifices? Who could this be then? Somebody that Nahida knew or came to know? I'm still trying to think of beings related to Nahida, which makes me think of the... What are they called? The little guys. The R&R. But it wouldn't be redacted if it was just R&R. I'm so curious. It was different, but it was there? Nahida! You've got secrets upon secrets! Who was that supposed to be? I'm so curious. And also, if she has a secret person, why wouldn't she have mentioned them to us? Let's see. One. The original text had she. Oh! So did it have anything redacted here at all? Or was it just she? In which case that would make sense. It's Rukkhadevata. Okay. I'm tempted. She no redacted. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you very much. Alrighty. Character story 2 time. Nahida's life might be uniform, but she owns? Oh, the most fantastic and lively dream in all of Sumeru. The knowledge she learns through the Akasha during the day is presented vividly in her dreams at night. As she learns more knowledge, her dreams become even more intricate and full of life. The dreams not only relax her mind, but also give her chances to examine her new knowledge to see if it goes against common sense or if she's missing any details. When dusk birds first appeared in Nahida's dream, those birds soared high through the sky in standing posture with their wings folded. It looked abnormal and caught Nahida's attention immediately. Nahida thus learned how wings worked, after which the dusk birds could fly freely through her dreams. Next, she adopted similar methods to fix shroom boars that slept underwater, radishes that grew on apple trees, and crystal flies with mismatched wing colors. Knowledge shall not be a mere approach to justify things in this world. It could also be used to satisfy her need for pure innocent fun. Secondly, shroom boars can only walk on the ground. Now that she understood how wings work, wouldn't shroom boars with wings fly all the same? And where there are flying shroom boars, it is only natural to have crocodiles that walk on their hind legs, and horror fruits who speak human languages. The way Nahida develops her knowledge system has subsequently created a little amusement park for her, free of disturbance. In her dreams, she is the embrace of boundless happiness. Oh my goodness, that's too adorable. That is so cute. No changes in story 2. Oh, thank you very much, Digital. This is... It's funny to me that her dreams are just the most wild things you can imagine. The most vivid little worlds that allow her to figure out logic by seeing what breaks it. The flying boars. Oh my goodness. Adorable. Character story 3. Children have yet to be well informed and are easily swayed by emotions, but it does not mean that they can be disrespected or mocked. Thank you. I agree with that a lot. You get me, Nahida. Frustration and disappointments do indeed grant them a taste of reality, but at the cost of robbing them of innocent thoughts and exuberant emotions. Isn't there a kid that we met somewhere who's really mature for his age for some reason? I feel like we met an NPC like that. Not even Rue, somebody else. Anyway, the children who would unluckily run across such negativity would always hear a gentle, warm voice on some ordinary night. She listens attentively to the children, uses her wonderful metaphors to clarify principles to them, plays with them, and talks about their favorite games and snacks until dawn. Though the night is short, such company would let the children believe that there is still someone in this world who understands them. Hatred and frustration are thus melted away by the warmth in their hearts, and the children would gain an opportunity to make a change in their lives, such that they can grow in confidence and gladness. However, none of them could recognize to whom the voice in their dreams belonged. The Densho Archon is powerful, but she must have many more important matters to attend to. Would she really come to personally tend to a few children? And so the children gathered in secret and discussed this mystical phenomenon. Numerous were the possibilities they came up with, and they discussed at length about each imaginative explanation. But in the end, the conclusion was, unsurprisingly, that only Lesser Lord Kusanali could be capable of a deed so kind and so caring. Or, to put it otherwise, that was the only conclusion that these children were willing to believe in. And, of course, none of their parents believed them. But what did that matter? Lesser Lord Kusanali was already their friend. Wow! Oh my goodness! Nihida's being the therapist that this world needs, and yet she is so young herself. She's really taking care of everyone around her, even though she's trapped in the sanctuary at that time. Larua already has to go, since it's kind of late. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you get a good rest. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. I'll see you in the VOD. Have a good one. Oh, here we go. I can check the wiki page and go to lore without spoilers. I just recommend that you not read the names of future quest seasons just in case. Gotcha. Okay. Sure. Let me try pulling that up then. Genshin wiki Nahida. Nahida. Okay, I'm not looking at anything. I just see the tab that says lore. I'm clicking that. Hooray. Okay. Character story. I'm gonna use the little menu to jump down to it so that I don't see anything else. Okay, cool. Oh, well now, would you look at that? Okay, okay. I wonder if I can... Let's see. Let's go to character details really quick. Wait, it has a... You said it has a special for the alteration? Let's see, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, details, story 1, 3, and 4. So let's look at details really quick, because we read that one. Yeah, see? Right here. So the one on my screen says, long ago, the Densho Archon created Sumeru's rainforest. Here it says, Greater Lord Rukadevata created Sumeru's rainforest and bestowed wisdom upon the people through the academia. Despite her departure long ago, her name is still praised in the stories told in every household in Sumeru. Wow, this is so different! On the other hand, Lesser Lord Kusanali, who was whisked back by the sages to the sanctuary of Sarastana following the former's fall, has been more of a symbol, one that signifies that the protection of divinity never ceased to exist on this land. So the answers to who she is, how she descended, and what power she has are rarely known. That's very interesting to me. How she descended? We know that Nihida was found just after she was born. So is it believed that gods are born by descending from Celestia? I'm wondering if she even really descended, because if she's the version of Greater Lord Tevata in this new loop, then she probably never left the surface of Tevat. Who knows? I don't know the mechanism by which a god is born or reborn. But that's interesting to me. From the highest sage's vague response and evasive attitude towards people's inquiry about Lesser Lord Kusanali, the people in Sumeru deduce that they should no longer expect merciful wisdom to descend from on high as before. The Akasha, the sublime legacy left by Greater Lord Rikkitabata, is just as handy and helpful as it has always been. What people are not aware of is that the Akasha today has become the eyes and ears of the newborn god. Newborn deity. Wow, this is so different! Through the Akasha, let's see. Yep. Through the Akasha, she has observed every bit of human emotions and attitudes. She is aware of their devotion to the old goddess, their disillusionment with their new deity, and their many comments that the god of wisdom will never come back. She knows in her heart that she must keep learning and grow up quickly as she can to stand up and face the threats from the most abysmal corners of the world. This is her inevitable duty. Thus, whether she is misunderstood or underappreciated, Nihida makes no argument against it. Oh my god! Oh my goodness, that's so much worse than the original, or the new one. Oh, me. Wow. Oh, goodness. Zarstrusa says, I remember some World Quest or NPC mentioned Rex Lapis descended, and people had theories that he is a descender. Oh, doesn't when Venti's telling us about the rites of descension, right? He, they say that he descends every year to give his predictions. But I suppose if it was, if he descended originally, that could be why people theorize he's a descender. We do have some missing descenders. That is on my list to talk about today. I wonder where they are. Digital guesses it varies. Zhongli is an Adeptus, Venti was a Wind Spirit, and Nihida was a Sprouts of Irminsul. So it does seem to vary. It does seem to vary. Really, it does indeed. And so I'm wondering if maybe the use of descended in this character story is just reflective of the people's understanding of where gods come from. Because she's a branch. So they could have just said, a new branch of Irminsul grew into a god. But no, they just said, she descended. So I wonder if they know how that works. Okay, so character story 2 also changed, I believe. Yeah, this is different. Instead of Nihida's life might be uniform, the process of learning and growth is joyful, and knowledge concerning this world always satisfies Nihida's exuberant curiosity. Gradually, Nihida came to grasp the principles of nature and the elements. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Never mind. This is the same so far. This is the one with the redacted thing? I'm just trying to check over to see what is different. Yeah, okay, it's just the second to last paragraph. It says, came to understand why she had to stand firmly by humans being's side. I see, I see. Okay. Next up is story 2, which is about the lively dream. Let's see, what is different here? This seems the same to me. Let me go back up to the top and check with the, Okay, yeah, 2 didn't change. It's 3 that changed. Okay, so in that case, we need to read our 3 because we haven't read it yet. There we go. Really quick, I'm gonna drink some water. Oh, Shante said, isn't A and her sister literal thunder and lightning? That's a really cool idea. I like that. Symbolically, that's super neat. I don't know if that's true or not. I'll have to look into it more, but I think it's really neat. Good idea. Okay, character story 3. Oh, this is one about the children. Oh, we have read this one. Wait a minute, that means I can just look at the wiki and read the old one. Okay. Illustration, the children. He listens, though the night is short. Oh. It's highlighted some parts of it for me. I'm guessing trying to highlight the parts that have changed. Let's see. Down here. However, none of them could have recognized to whom the voice in their dreams belonged. Oh, this is the changed version. I need the non-changed. That's why it's highlighted, because it's already changed. Okay. Let's see. However, none of them could recognize to whom the gentle, warm voice belonged. Everyone knows, after all, that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had departed a long time ago. A group of children gathered in secret and discussed the mystical phenomenon. Suddenly, a child who seemed to know a lot more than their peers mentioned a somewhat unusual name, Lesser Lord Kusanali. And that's the part that's different. Oh, wow! Oh, Nahida! Her legend spreads. SDK mentions that A calls herself the most supreme incarnation of the lightning or something like that. Does she? I'm trying to recall if that rings a bell. Doesn't sound familiar, but of course I haven't memorized every line in the game. I wonder if that's in her story quest or in her description. It kind of sounds familiar. Also time to do some dailies while listening to Genshin lore. Genshin Squared. Hey, have fun on your dailies. I also need to do my dailies. I'm planning to do some resin today. What story are we on? 3. 4. There we go. The greenery planning personnel in Sumeru City once received a mysterious letter. The sender was, apparently, an enthusiastic and perfectly leisurely citizen of Sumeru City. The letter contained detailed suggestions and thoughtful planning that took both the weather and practicality into consideration. Judging by the professionalism of the letter's contents, it was natural to assume that the letter was from a well-known Amurta researcher who would prefer to stay anonymous. Despite the writer's anonymity, the Greenery Planning Council carried out their work in the city exactly as stated in the letter, as if they were implementing orders from their superior. The outcome reaped high praise. Later one day, when Nahida was finally able to take a break, she took a walk on the streets of Sumeru City. To her great joy, she found out that the arrangement of plants was exactly the same as she had expected. The letter was from Nahida, of course. She had written it because she thought that though knowledge is important, practice is also essential. As a goddess, Nahida has higher priorities in planning the positions of some plants. But after careful consideration, she made up her mind and sent this seemingly useless letter anonymously all the same. So encouraged was she by the great success of her first attempt at putting knowledge into practice, that in the following days, even when she walked, she was ever so full of elated confidence. But then she rounded a corner and noticed unexpectedly that several flowers of completely mismatched colors had been planted together. After a careful examination, she found out that it was because she had not considered the possibility that one of the flower species might change colors, nor had she specified the cultivation environment for the flowers very strictly in her plans. Then it occurred to her that this bunch of flowers could have been here for dozens of days, during which everyone might have witnessed her complete lack of aesthetic sense. That day, many claimed that they saw Lesser Lord Kusanali crouching next to a pot of flowers, her hands covering her blushing face. That's adorable. Wait, that's so fun. Now that she's free, she's able to put all that knowledge she's worked so carefully to build into practice. And she still has much to learn. And she cares so much about these little plants. Oh, it's adorable. I love this, actually. Let's see, which one was this? This was 4. Is 4 one of my ones that has changed? It is, definitely, because Catherine's mentioned in the old one. Let's see. The greenery planning personnel. Letter. Amurta. Anonymity. The outcome reaped high praise. Later one day, Nahida borrowed Catherine's body and took it... She's been doing this for ages, hasn't she? Nahida borrowed Catherine's body and took a walk on the streets in the city. To her great joy, she found out the arrangement of plants was exactly the same she had expected. Okay? Here we go. The letter was from Nahida, of course. She had written it because she thought that though knowledge is important, practice is also essential. But with the exceedingly strict control the sages exercised, Nahida had to persuade them with great effort before they agreed to let her send the seemingly useless letter anonymously. Oh! That explains why she sent it anonymously. And that... Excuse me. Gives us a little bit of insight into what her day-to-day life was while she was in the sanctuary. Because the sages really did have control over her situation. But I'm glad that she was able to do a little bit of something. Follow her interests. The mismatched colors, different plants. That day, many claimed that they saw Miss Catherine, who usually stood behind the reception desk with a confident smile, crouching next to a pot of flowers, her hands covering her blushing face. Catherine pulled into the... The plant scheme. Oh, BB redeemed drink water. Thank you. I will do so. Always important to do when we're reading a lot. Oh, and Rayon and Ryra brings up the point from the Travail trailer. In the City of Scholars, there is a push for folly, yet the God of Wisdom makes no arguments against it. And it's from that the original character story, wasn't it? That she makes no arguments against it. Oh, I like that. There's some lore about A in a book, Treasured Tales of the Chokin Chinkeguchi, I believe. Also, hi Connoisseur, welcome to the stream. I'll have to look into that book someday. Yeah, I have a bunch of Inazuma books I've never read, and I'm still collecting Toki Alley Tales, so I'll need to put this all together. For note, Nihida Story 5 only unlocks after the Archon Quest. Ooh, is that our next one? Oh, I lost my spot, oops. Yes, it is! Ho-ho! Oh, it only unlocks after the Archon Quest, that means it can't have changed, right? Let's see. Altered stories include 1, 3, 4, and Toy Box. Okay, good to know. So, character story 5. How might one eradicate the threat that forbidden knowledge poses to Urinsel? I see why this only unlocks after the Archon Quest. Nihida used to believe that she was the one who had the answer, but never did she realize that she was also the answer herself. One who takes action will certainly leave one's traces behind. When one wishes to eradicate oneself, a paradox would thus occur. That is why it is... Wait. Interesting. That is why it is inevitable that one must depend on others to accomplish this goal. By the time Nihida had figured this out, time was running out, leaving her no room for further consideration. The knowledge accumulated through the years could not even help her find a solution to the pressing dilemma before her. But just as Blank said, as one with wisdom, one should feel joy upon the discovery of the answer. She was not born just to accomplish such cruel deeds. Only after eradicating forbidden knowledge could she focus on Sumeru's future and plan for the prosperity and happiness that her nation could call its own. Will a nation walking into the future still remember a name that no longer exists? It does not matter. Does it really not matter? Nihida would have definitely proposed otherwise. Shame, then, that their time was too short. In that blink of an eye, Blank did not even leave her a chance to retort. Oh, that's right, she asks, does it really not matter? Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, so she does care. I'm so conflicted. Nihida really cared that Ruka Devata was erased, and now she doesn't care because she doesn't remember. Ah! Why do they do this to us? Oh my goodness. Here's the toy box. Though it looks no different from a regular box, this container has a variety of experimental replicas within it. Nihida has a strong interest in popular games of all sorts. Their rules are simple, but they are also fun and profound. Be it puzzles or battle games, the fascination they inspire can be long-lasting. Games are simple but not simplistic, exemplifying the wisdom of their designers. Deconstructing and reshaping things also makes for a valuable opportunity to learn. Instead of purchasing toys from the bazaar, Nihida believes that making a toy from scratch brings a deeper understanding of the knowledge that lies behind it. To this end, she soon collected some wood and tools. Following the instructions offered by the Akasha and applying her imagination, she managed to create various toys such as chessboards, cards, puzzle pieces, and three-dimensional locks. The sense of achievement from finishing making toys brought Nihida brief satisfaction, but she soon found this out. She could not find an opponent for any battle-type games, and as the maker, she knew the solutions to all her puzzle games. If only there were someone else around to try these out. So she has always hoped, but before that suitable person shows up, these toys shall stay in their box for now. Interesting. I wonder if... I have no idea how this one might change. Because usually it changes, the version that I have now assumes that Nihida was never trapped to begin with. But this kind of seems like she's still trapped. I'm curious. Let's go look at the original. Ooh, also thank you mods for the heads up. Ads in 5 minutes. Good to know. We will do nothing in 5 minutes so that nobody misses anything. Oh no. Shay Blakewood says, oh my god, I read ahead. The toy box change is making me cry. Oh boy. Well, let's find it. For context, here's what I have. Though it looks no different from a regular box, Nahida has a strong interest. Games are simple, but not simplistic. Instead of purchasing toys from the bazaar, Nahida believes that making a toy from scratch brings a deeper understanding of the knowledge that lies behind it. To this end, she soon collected some wood and tools? What? Wait, am I looking at the new one or the old one? It's got things highlighted in it. Oh, that's why. I'm looking at the wrong one again. Okay, here we go. Though it looks no different from a regular box, Nahida has a strong interest. Games are simple, but not simplistic. Oh, here we go. So, right there is where it changes. Games are simple, but not simplistic. However, the academia researchers never supported her novel ideas, nor would they satisfy her wish for more toys. So, she compromised and asked only for wood and some tools. Oh, boy. Okay. They didn't even let her have any toys. Oh my goodness, Nahida. I'm so glad she's free now. I'm so glad she's not stuck in there any longer. She was forced to make her own toys. Oh my gosh. Oh, posture check. Thank you, Ravi. Hi, welcome to the stream. How did you know? I was curled up. In my defense, I was trying to lean forward so I could read the story. Oh, we're hearing tragedies about Nahida. It's no one's surprise. We've got one left. I'm wondering how much time we have on, the gamer lean. I've been doing it more and more these days. It's terrifying. I need to not. We've got one more of these. I'm hoping to get through it before the ad break, but let me know if it happens and I can repeat anything that we miss. For Gnosis, the existence of the Akasha is the means, not an end in itself. The moment when the forbidden knowledge was eradicated was the moment when the Akasha had accomplished its mission. The one who had coveted the power of the Gnosis had written the entire drama from the start, and would show themselves as the curtain fell. Oh, Conasard! Oh my goodness, thank you for the subscription! I hope you're enjoying the stream. I'm enjoying a lot of this lore stuff. Let's see. This is extremely fascinating already. Let's see. The one who had coveted the power of the Gnosis has written the entire... Oh, this is, Dottore, I'm guessing. We're talking about Dottore and by extension, the Cryo Archon. Congrats on the sub button. Thank you. Yeah, it was... I can't believe it. Yeah. I don't even know how to express the feeling that I have. I'm very appreciative. So thank you. Nahida, using the Gnosis of a foreign land as leverage, deprived the cunning foe of his segments as insurance. But the enemy immediately requested for a bargain as well, offering up critical knowledge of the world's truth. His knowledge of the values rooted in this land was without peer, and thus had he intended to take advantage of Nahida's curiosity and sense of responsibility from the very beginning. Indeed, the way he saw it, there could be no bargaining chip more suitable than knowledge. With one Gnosis still in her hands, Nahida could not help but hesitate. She barely knew more about the Gnosis than she knew the truth of the world. The Gnosis, to her, was but a core that gathers a mass of elemental power at her discretion. But if there is nothing more to a Gnosis, why was a god so eager to gather all of them together? Shaking hands in bargain means an equal compromise for both sides, a far cry from any victory. On the other hand, turning down the bargain indicates a certain type of ignorance, which, obviously, would more easily invite a loss of control. Thus did the God of Wisdom instantly find her answer. Interesting. I love this insight into Nahida's decision at that time. So, her experience of the Gnosis, and to be fair, she is the youngest Archon, we've learned. So, she hasn't had a Gnosis for a long time, and again, I have my questions about how much she was able to even utilize her own Gnosis with the academia right there. So, what she knows about it is that it gathers a massive elemental power at her discretion, I'm guessing from the world, and then it allows her to use it how she wishes. Okay, an internal magical focus, as we have heard. Zarstrusa asks... Oh, we're in ads. Okay, I'm gonna wait, just in case Zarstrusa got taken out. I'll wait for everybody to come back before we talk about what we asked. But that is all of Nahida's character stories. There she is. She's so wonderful. I wonder if I can level any of her stuff. Just while we're killing time. Yeah, let's level some stuff. Just while we're waiting for the ads attack to be over. I have a suspicion that it doesn't get everybody at the same time, which is so bizarre to me. Page you survived. Exactly. So I don't know how it calculates who gets them and who doesn't, besides the fact that subscribers don't. BB Bones has always escaped. Oh, and Mary redeemed drink water. All right, everybody. I drank water. I did not spill half of it on myself. I'm all fine. Everything's good. We're good. Oh, it's over now. The ads are already done? Fantastic. Okay. We were killing time by leveling my weapon, but we'll go back in now. Great. So, we were saying that, Zarshusa said, did you know that the youngest voice amongst Dotori's segments when they were released is 10 years old? The English dub didn't use a child voice, but the other dubs did, as far as you know. Ooh, wow. That's a young Dotori. I have so many questions about the mechanism of his cloning and how it works. But it's also kind of funny to know that Dotori was already like that when he was 10. Does that mean he started cloning himself when he was 10? Surely not. Surely not. Baby points out that honestly, Nahida put up a good fight with the doc. She did! She was incredible! Bluffing like that? Without breaking a sweat? Oh my goodness. She popped out of the Sanctuary of Shuristana just ready to throw down with anybody. In her own special, wise way, of course. Dotori dropping the false sky in the Archon Quest was a trip since we had been waiting since 1.1 for it to be brought back up. Right? Oh my goodness. I always forget how long ago Unreconciled Stars was. Oh my goodness. For the people who never played that event or never saw it, it must have been so confusing. And I wonder if some people thought that it was a joke or like a theory on Skara's part back in Unreconciled Stars, and then it's confirmed way over here in Sumeru. Amazing. Very cool. I love that standoff. Such a good scene. Such a good scene. Nahida, I'm so proud of you. I was happy that you noticed the difference in the way the main Dotori and the boat Dotori talk. They sound so different! Oh my goodness, the VA did do an amazing job. And also I have to, you know, give credit to the writers as well, because they gave him dialogue that I felt was different between the two different versions of him. That reflected his slightly different personalities because of his different mindsets. My theory is that he somehow accessed Irminsul or ley lines to create his segments. Curious. I mean, he studied in Sumeru, so he would be very familiar with Irminsul. Because the question is, does he clone himself at those ages, and then how does he preserve that age? Or does he somehow retrieve his mind from that age to put into a clone? So being able to access Irminsul would be one way to be able to do that. Yeah, so good. Now that you know about the Irminsul can be modified, Zhongli's words on his first story quest has a whole new meaning. What did he say? What did he say? Can I see that in my archive? Probably not, but I'm gonna check just in case. Travelogue? Zhongli. Ooh. Oh, oh my god, I can! Oh, I'm so happy. His first story quest? A record of all things? Probably this one, right? Would be my guess. History records, but history may be changed? Is that what we're talking about? I need to find a better way of recording history in order to engrave its truth. Stone carvings were one such ancient method, because that's a way of recording information outside of Irminsul. If you carved something on a piece of stone, and then Irminsul changed, would it be erased from that stone? As long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup source will exist for all times. I was thinking about he meant that we would one day leave this world and take the knowledge with us, and so it would continue to exist. But it almost sounds like he's aware of not only Irminsul, which perhaps isn't too surprising. He is an Archon. He's Zhongli also. He's just very knowledgeable. But it sounds like he's aware of the concept of a Descender and how they are different from a regular person in Teyvat. And I'm presuming that we're exempt from Irminsul's memory erasure because we're a Descender. Interesting. Believe it or not, that isn't the longest payoff in the game. Not spoiling, but something in 1.0 content finally got brought up again in a recent event. Ooh! I love a good payoff like that. Oh, I can't wait. Is it 1.0 in-game content? Actually, I think I've reacted to all the main events from like 1.0 era, so I should be good to go if it was an event as well. Metalfoes asks, wait, did you figure out the identity of a certain researcher mentioned in the Ruin Golem quest? No, I haven't. I'm curious about that. That's something that I have written down in my further questions area, because I remember somebody mentioning in the comments that this guy was important, so I thought that he might show up again in the main quest, but he hasn't shown up again yet. To be fair, I have not read all of his little pieces of paper, so I don't have his full story. I'm assuming that I haven't, because I've read like 3 of them. I should check that at some point somehow. Venti and Zhongli are both very sus about what they know. Agreed! Very agreed. Do you have any guesses about other Descenders? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have so many thoughts. First of all, my current thought is, we finished reading the Hita's character story. I have a lot more to talk about.
Something on your mind?
But I thought it would be nice to take a break between reading things and talking about things and do something fun. We're gonna go fight this guy.
Let's find shelter, or mushrooms will start growing on our heads.
You know this guy. We all know this guy. He is our good friend and enemy. I've fought him before. Okay, first of all, you will not believe how long it took me to realize that the domain was right there. I thought it would pop up in the city. So I thought that it hadn't shown up yet. I was wondering where on earth he was. Okay. I fought him a couple times. I think it's very sad that we can only collect weekly bosses once a week. It makes me very sad. I fought him so many times just to practice fighting him. What was the party? I think it was something like this. I remember Shenling was there. I remember Tainari was there, but I can't remember if this was Jingcho or Kuki. I kind of want to go for Kuki because she heals a little bit better.
Poisonous mushroom this time.
All right, let's go in. We'll try with this party. Let's see. To be fair about Zhongli, he knows we aren't from Tevat, but I don't know if the Traveler ever told him directly. That was something I noticed. It was very suspicious to me. We never told him that, but he knew. Alloy hit the center. True though, literally. She's not from this world. Alrighty, alrighty. There he is. Hey, bestie. Here we go. Let's do this. What a friendly little guy.
Boba, get them!
Can't see?
I'm gonna wait for that to get closer, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because I need to get out of here. Alright, I need my energy. Let's go ahead and hit that here.
Insignificant past.
Watching the video again as I was editing, it was really funny. I've definitely learned how to do this fight now, I would say. I had no idea what I was doing the first time. But we never do during new boss fights, do we? Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be attacking him. I forgot about that part.
Command, you shall fall.
What am I doing with my life?
I'll uproot you.
I'd rather not fall, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hide in my animations as much as possible. There we go. Let's get some cryo on the field. Thank you.
Perish.
I would rather not. Nice. Alright, let's try to get some of these. Any more? Any more? Sad.
Churn.
I'm gonna save the one that I have. Or at least try to. I love how it goes from Anemone to Hydro. That's pretty cool. I'm just waiting for energy to drop.
My endless cycle.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice! We interrupted that big attack. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not even gonna go for that one over there because we're so close to getting him. Nice. Okay, we'll do this. Shenling, Tainari, just for some extra. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Drop this down.
This is order. Solidify.
Yeah, okay, we're making decent progress on this guy.
You cannot defy me, mortal.
Watch me.
Yeah.
He's so far away.
I hear everything.
That's my only umbrage with this guy. He's so far away.
See?
Lets me shoot you. Ouch, taking damage. Let's stop taking damage. There we go. Let's grab this.
At my command, you shall fall.
Rather not. Can I do this or have I lost my energy? Yeah, I've very much lost my energy. I hate how the attacks steal your energy, but also fair.
Insignificant pest.
I need more energy. Ooh, nice. There's one. Nice. Alright.
I'll settle this.
Nice.
You cannot defy me, mortal.
So far I'm feeling okay about this. This is my second time fighting him for actual
My endless cycle.
collections. Wait a minute. I've learned this. If you're in the middle, I believe it hits you anyways. Such a cool looking attack though. Such a cool looking attack.
Stabilize.
You've got to give him points for style. Oh, nice. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Nothing yet. Okay. I'm actually going to hit this. I want to get some of the stuff off the field. We'll go ahead and put up another shield.
One with the force.
Okay. You right there, Tanara? You sure are. Good job, buddy. What do we got? There we go. Hopefully we still have the energy. We do. Nice. Ho 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 ho. I like the look of this. Alright, some of this. Some of that. I think Xianling does my most physical. Actually, Zhongli's not doing bad. Oh, hey, hey! Here we go. Oh, that looks so cool! Every time. Palumnia Omnia, is that the name of the boss theme? Oh, I adore the Harbinger boss themes. He has special lines if you bring right into the fight and he kills her, like Asia has for Zhongli. Ooh. Oh, I'm curious. Because I know that... Look at him. Oh, that looks so cool. I know that Asia has a different line if you bring Zhongli in to begin with. But I haven't heard his line if he kills Zhongli. Suddenly tempted to sacrifice him. I shouldn't though. Oh. Just gonna drop this in a random spot, see if it hits him at all. Not really.
Burn to oblivion.
Our bond is strong.
Ooh. Let's get a shield up. Nice. Okay. There we go. Nope, I missed. Running, running, running. Stay there. Stay still. Thank you. Ooh. Uh-oh. This ain't good. Shields up, please. Thank you. You're not Kooky. Oh, I usually put Kooky on 3, don't I? Oops. It's fine. We're healing. How are we looking, little Akasha guy?
Reality.
I think it's cooling down or something.
This is order.
Hey, you did a little bit of damage. Looking for energy, looking for energy.
Alright, it's my turn.
No thank you, no thank you, no thank you. They look so cool though. You have to admit they look amazing. Let's get this energy immediately. Oh, I missed, did I? I totally did. Alright, his shield's down.
Solidify. Good riddance.
Oh, is this the one? Is this the one? Here we go. Okay, focus. Focus.
Can't see?
Oh, goodness. Tidari, why are you not doing your magic? Oh, I just need to shoot it with Dendro, don't I? Doesn't have to be fully charged. Ah. Okay, okay. We're taking damage. We're running out of time. Everything is fine. Go for it, buddy. Shields up. Oh, I don't want to know how close that was. That felt very close. I could use the 4-leaf sigil, but I could also just run over there.
Order guide you.
Let that do some damage for me.
One with the force.
Oh, this part right here is so good. The Inazuma music
Nice and
gets me every time.
I'll uproot you.
Shield is down. Let's get that up. Hey, not bad. We got about half the health with that one round. I'm happy about that. Oh, my adrenaline is so high right now.
Stabilize to oblivion!
Okay, here we go. If I put down Golba and he breaks one of these guys for me, could I get energy out of it? Nice. Ah, not nice. What do you mean?
Reality is pain!
Let's shields up just in case. You're not shielding, my dear friend. There we go. Darn. Oh, his shield's down immediately. Yikes. She cannot get hit. She cannot get hit. She will die. And I don't even have my shield ability back. Ah! That should do it. Please don't move. I'm trying to shoot you. Oh, nice! I didn't even notice that his shield didn't come back up. Oh, I'm quite pleased. We're just doing damage to him at this point. There we go.
Can't see. So,
I can probably get him. I can probably get him. Hey! Hey, we did it. Bye. Wow, next time I should watch him go. I wonder if the machine falls apart. We did it! Yay! And now I have to wait a week. The sad part. Okay, cool. Let's unlock that. I don't need to save that. I know Nahida needs some of these boss drops. I'm just not sure which ones. Alrighty. Let's go hang out back up on the hill. I don't really need to go to a statue because I have Kuki. Everyone's full health anyways except for her. Let's heal her a little bit. Ooh, I'm gonna catch up on the chat a little bit. Whoa, that's the wrong window. That's the Genshin wiki that I still have open. Let's swap back to the chat. There we go. Okay. Phase 1 is Rhapsodia Rosidia? Homage to Bohemian Rhapsody? Oh, cool. You can grapple to his face to attack him there if you want? Wait, all the time? Or when he's downed and that one grapple point appears? Whoa. Oh, I want to try that. This portal attack always reminds me of Kiana. Uh-huh. I'm not sure who that is. After finishing the new episode, I went on to re-listen to this OST with lyrics and made me cry as always. That boss fight battle, the second stage especially, so good. The music. I absolutely adore it. Just when he's downed? Okay, we can attack his face when he's downed. Really kicking a man when he's downed moment. Okay. Alright, so we have a few things left on my list. We're running out of time in that I think the things that I have left on my list are going to take quite a while. Should we read Folio now? Or my other thought is I want to go over all of my thoughts since, wrong one, the Archon Quest. My current theories, if you will. Probably would be wise to do this first and then Folio if we have any time. Where even is Folio? Do I have it? The whole thing? I think I do. You get it in the House of Dinah, right? Yes, I have the whole thing. How long is it? Oh, it's actually not that long. Great. But let's start with theories. Just in case. Or wait, what if the folio is important though? Let's start with theories just in case. Okay, so I'm about to go on a very, very long tangent. Let's drink some water. Alright, y'all. Buckle in. I want you to know that I wrote down all my thoughts, and it was 1,300 words. So, I have a lot to say. Where's a good... this is a good spot to do it, right? Good spot as any. We're gonna have Sumeru in the background. Let's switch to Nahida so she can do some fun idle animations. Only 13,000. Well, I was kind of bullet pointing. I didn't want to write an actual essay. Here we go. Okay. I have so many thoughts. I don't even know what order to talk about them in. Okay. So first of all, this is just going to be about... Do you have PTSD from that OST now? I sure hope not. I think the one that would really... Which one is really the one that stresses me out? There is a song in here that stresses me out, but I forget what it is. Next time I hear it, I'll let you know. But here we go. So, after the Archon Quest, there's an idea. We can bring up the archive if we need to. Travelogue? Yes. Archon Quest. Sumeru. Act 5? I'm not sure. Okay, we have these if we want to. Oh my goodness, everything is in there. I love it. Okay, we'll just sit here for now. I'm sorry that the visuals are going to be a little plain, but here we go. Okay. So, I was really interested in something that... Oh, the birdcage. I'm getting distracted by my own idols. Okay. Something that the balladeer said. He said that strife is engraved upon every god and every gnosis that is brought into this world. And I was wondering, was that intentional? Is somebody intentionally wanting strife to be engraved upon these gods and these gnosis? Because emotions can be very powerful generally in a lot of fantasy worlds. So is somebody trying to create a record of certain events upon the gnosis themselves and then collect them? That could be something interesting to look at. You know, is this something that the Cryo Archon is banking on, or is this something that Celestia is doing? Who knows? Could be a thing. Secondly, how? Sure. Third, gnosis are brought into this world. That sounds like they're created. And I haven't really thought much about the gnosis before, besides wondering what they do. But now I'm wondering what they are. Why are they created? How are they created? This ties into my similar thoughts that I've had all the time about gods. We were even talking about this a little bit earlier with A and Makoto. You know, why and how are gods created? But for the gnosis, my immediate suspicion is it feels like Celestia wants them here for control purposes. Because Nahida said that they're symbols of the Heavenly Principle's control over all Tevat, or something like that. Control over all the laws. I'm enjoying all the popcorn emojis. So, I'm guessing the gnosis are here to control the gods, and by extent the world? Or maybe they're like little checkpoints in fate that are controlling space-time around them? Like a mesh idea? Could really go wild with that theory. But gnosis are a big question for me right now. They were finally brought up in this quest as something to be curious about, so I'm really looking forward to seeing more of them in the future. More information about that in the future. Alright. That was just my main random note to start with. Now let's get into some analysis of this quest. This quest is, I believe, the midpoint of this game. Because Genshin loves changing the question, says Jay Blakewood, before we change our topic. The change from what gnosis do to what they are was a critical shift. Right? It feels so important. And I think especially because you learn about them so... Why is Fischl hurt? You learn about them so early on in the game. You're learning about this, about the other thing. There's visions, there's wind gliders, there's slimes and crystal flies you're learning about. You kind of just take it with a grain of salt. You're like, okay, gnosis exist in this world. I'm not going to question it. But now we're finally questioning it. Wow. You can tell I'm excited. We're questioning it, and I'm so excited about that. Okay, so midpoint thoughts. In basic plotting, the midpoint is actually my favorite of the turning points. Fun fact. I love the midpoint. It usually is intended to happen around 50% of the way through a story. And it's supposed to... Not supposed to. It doesn't have to. But in the traditional hero's journey structure, it is supposed to reveal the true nature of the conflict, is kind of the key phrase. I'm trying to think of some examples. Usually Star Wars episode 4 is like the go-to hero's journey example because it follows it like beat by beat, but I kind of haven't memorized Star Wars episode 4 beat by beat. So the midpoint, you learn what you're really fighting against, or you learn what you're really fighting for, or you learn something about your enemy that recontextualizes your struggle. In general, that's what a midpoint does. And so going into this Archon Quest, I think I even mentioned in Inazuma that I was looking forward to this Archon Quest because it was the midpoint. And I'm guessing it's the midpoint, unless they spring another region on us, because this is number 4 out of 8, if we count Conria. So I'm guessing we're right around the midpoint. And so if we come into the analysis of this quest from that perspective, then I think the 3 interesting things I want to talk about are the Descenders, the Heavenly Principles, and the Fatui. First of all, this was a fantastic midpoint. It was so good. It was so interesting because it didn't point at any one entity being the source of conflict. It pointed at 3. I love it. You know it's a good story when there's 3 main plots all interwoven together. So I'm seeing 3 main arcs here. and 2 of them are more closely connected than the third. First is the heavenly principles. So the fact that they were brought up in this quest, incredible. The fact that we had a discussion about them, like, this is the most information we've gotten about the heavenly principles since the first cutscene. I feel like Nahida, you absolute queen. She was telling us so much stuff about the heavenly principles, and I, for one, was delighted. I need to calm down. Whew. Okay. So yes, amazing, incredible. Heavenly principles, we learned a lot about them. And we learned 2 very important facts I wanted to highlight. First, they changed our fate. Oh, let me specify. I'm saying heavenly principles for short, but I'm really talking about the sustainer of heavenly principles, right? So, they changed our fate. And also, as we mentioned earlier, gnosis are symbols of their control. Let's actually, yeah, let's bring up the archive. Let's get these citations in here. So, they're behind you. Be careful. Oh my god, they were listening this whole time. Where would this be? It's after consciousness. Talk to Nahida. Reach the Irminsul. Talk to Nahida. Talk to Paimon. This is after we wake up after the doctor. So... we fall asleep. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, she doesn't talk to him about it. She talks to us about... oh, where does she talk to us about it? She says, I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate. Is that, in her dialogue tree? Look at it go. So much to scroll. Okay. The heavenly principles. To be fair, she says the heavenly principles and not the sustainer of heavenly principles. Okay, but she talks about... oh, I can't find it. Oh, goodness. I wish I could search in here. I could control F on my own video. That's how I find things quickly. Okay, I'm just gonna go off what I remember. I assume you guys remember better than I, to be honest. But let's just quickly try to remember what we remember. So she says that they changed our fate, and that gnosis are symbol of their control over all Tevat, all the laws, or something like that. I thought that was interesting, because first of all, changing fate in this game, that's huge, right? Because, like, the whole, like, there's that whole thing in our character story about the Loom of Fate operation that I assume I still can't read, yeah. So, somebody out there really desperately is trying to change fate, which shows you how difficult it is to do. So the fact that they could do that is huge. And I'm wondering, what about our fate did they change? Is this when our brother became part of the world? Because he belongs to this world now. So, is that what they changed? They changed his fate to be one with this world's? Or... is it just that they prevented us from leaving this world? So that kind of feels like too small of a change for it to be the fate that they changed. I mean, a lot of things have happened as a consequence of us not being able to leave this world, but that's... I almost wonder if that's more of a change in Tevat's fate than in ours. We haven't significantly gained or lost anything besides our brother. Friends that we've made in this world don't count because they belong to Tevat as well, so that's Tevat's fate that's being changed. Then again, there are intertwined fates. The fact that wishes are called intertwined fates, super fascinating. So yeah, basically, I wonder what about our fate they changed, right? So this ties into... oh, thank you. Ads incoming soonish, probably in 5 minutes, I don't know. Oh, 2.5 minutes, okay. We'll take a break at that point. But our role as an observer is really fascinating to me, because this is something that was pointed out to me in... Zhongli's story quest, and we also just talked about this again a little bit earlier. I wonder how much of the Archon quests would really change if we weren't there. You know, in Mont and Liyue, it doesn't really feel like we did a lot, to be honest. We kind of nudged things along in Liyue, but the whole point was that it was the people and the Adepti coming to work together. In Sumeru, like, Alhaitham could have taken our role in waking up Nahida, because he was also arrested. Sino could have fought Skara, maybe. Who knows? Inazuma, I actually don't know who could have replaced us in there. So this is just, these are in process thus. The relationship between observer and fate. But back to the heavenly principles, right? So if gnosis are symbols of their controls, then I think this makes it clear what the conflict between the Fatui and the heavenly principles could be, right? They're trying to remove the gnosis. So they're trying to remove the control of the laws, right? Oh, we hit ads. This is good. It gives me a spot to think about what I'm trying to say here. I feel like I'm getting all scrambled. And Nahita's here for us. Thank you, Nahita. Please give me your wisdom. Makes me think of that concept in physics called the observer effect, says BB Bounce. Right? When you observe something, this is a quantum tunneling behavior where you observe a particle. It doesn't tunnel. How does it know it's being observed? This drives me wild, BB. I think about this a lot. How does a particle know if it's being observed? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, it's fine. So, basically, the Gnosis being collected by the Fatui, and the Gnosis being the symbol of the Heavenly Principle's control. Oh, striking a particle with a photon! Wait, that makes a lot of sense! How are we observing it? We always do electromagnetic radiation because we can't see anything else. Ooh. Sorry, Struso. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, the light particles. That makes a lot of sense because energy. Okay. So the Gnosis, being symbols of the Heavenly Principle's control over all Teyvat. The fact that the Fatui are yoinking them, I do think that the reason they're doing this is a very nuanced reason. But it does mean that they could be trying to remove the control over those laws. And what are those laws, by the way? I think if we know what those laws are, we might understand why somebody would want to undermine them. Now, I have a big suspicion about why they're doing this. But let's see. I think I put this note out of order, so we'll come back to that. Side note, though. Why have the Heavenly Principles been silent? Nahida also said that they've been silent for, like, many centuries or many millennia. So are they waiting for something? Are they doing something? Have they been suppressed? Are they losing power over time because no one worships them if they operate like Archons do? Or did they even play by the same rules as Archons? Because if the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles is a Descender, they probably don't. Are they injured, maybe? They've been silent since Conria, right? Why? What are they up to? Are they, like I said, are they injured? Are they tired? Are they busy doing something else? I would almost suspect that somebody is working against them, but I feel like we would have seen hints about that already. Oh, Mr. Buggy's here. Hi, Mr. Buggy. Early in the morning, you have to go to lectures. Have a great time at lectures. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe even witnessing just like us, BB Bones suggests, right? Maybe they're just letting things play out and seeing what happens.
How beautiful it is.
And Metalfoes points out that Rukkhadevata does say that the seven were summoned to Conria, and the only entity who could summon them is the Heavenly Principles, right? They were summoned. What a great mystery. Okay, so those are basically my thoughts on the Heavenly Principles. Overall we learned about the concept of a Descender, and it would make a lot of sense if the Sustainer was a Descender, because they changed our fate, which is something that I get the feeling that somebody from Teyvat cannot do. And then we also learned about them that the Gnosis are symbols of their control. Now, they are symbols. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are vectors of their control, you know? So that's very interesting to me. So that is my notes on the Sustainer. Maybe they're just sleepy. Oh, mood. Understandable. Have a nice day. By the way, the Heavenly Principles is also known as the Divine in the Travail trailer, Destiny in We Will Be Reunited, and Natural Order. Inconsistent translation. Okay. So this is used for the Heavenly Principles. Right, makes sense. I can see how those all would be related. This heavenly laws, right? Heichu says, my personal theory is that during Celestia chapter, we find out that the Heavenly Principles have been dead for 5 centuries. Ooh, then who's up there? Maybe that's why nobody's heard anything from Celestia. They're all dead. Oh god. Okay. My next thought about the midpoint in all that we learned here, the second angle of conflict of the 3 that I wanted to talk about, is our ongoing struggle with the Fatui. They did such a great job in this quest. Dottore really knocked it out of the park as a villain. He was fantastic. What I thought was really interesting was the role they played in the final climactic moment, which was Dottore's conversation with Nahida, is they were brought up as an informed party. Not strictly as an enemy. Dottore had a role that was more an uneasy truce with Nahida even. They exchanged information. And I feel like having that happen, especially at the midpoint, is very suggestive of their role in the final conflict. I would not be surprised if we teamed up with the Fatui in the final conflict. They might betray us, sure, but I think for the time being, they're not wrong in what they know. And so that information is going to be very important to us later on, I feel. I think they're an issue. I think they're a threat lying in wait, but not our true enemy, to summarize. I think if they were the true nature of the conflict, we would have learned more about their goals in this moment. Instead, we learned about the Descenders, which in turn lets us extrapolate about their goals, but we learned about the Descenders, not about the Fatui's philosophy. And I feel like that distinction is important, because that, to me, says that the real main issue here has more to do with the Descenders and the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles than it does with the Fatui. And I think this makes a lot of sense if we look at the Fatui's established motivations and behaviors. So, speaking of which, Descenders and the Fatui. Why are they tracking Descenders? How are they tracking Descenders without the kind of access to Irminsul that Nahida has to begin with? Are they just keeping really good archives throughout history? You know, sending people around the world to spy? I mean, I could believe it, but I guess that's not really important right now. Anyways. So, why do they want to know about the Descenders? My current guess is that the Cryo Archon wants to either overthrow the Heavenly Principles and or do something that the current laws prevent. Dotori backed off, after all, when Nahida threatened to destroy the Gnosis because he knows they aren't powerful enough to challenge the Principles yet. So, will having the Gnosis allow them to do so? Are they going to plan something more like a trap and try to use a weakness of the Principles or the laws to their advantage? Are they planning to use the other Descenders against the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles? Is that why they're tracking them? Are they trying to recruit them? I get the feeling they're not trying to eliminate them, because otherwise they would have tried to kill us. And all the times they've tried to kill us, it's been kind of incidental. Not, we came to this nation just to find you type thing. And so then my final thoughts, I think, on this little topic, final thoughts I say, I have so much more to say, is that, honestly, if I were the Cryo Archon and I needed all the power I could get, I would give all the Gnosis to the Traveler and get us to fight the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles somehow. I'm guessing that the Archon probably knows that we have a grudge against them by this point. And we have something that we want to change fate for, too. We want to learn, well, we just learned that our sibling's fate is tied to this world, and it's been altered some way, somehow. So we probably want to alter that back, or at least free him up again, is my guess. And if we want to do that, we need to change fate. So we have a motive to fight the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, besides just, you know, revenge for separating us for 500 years. Let's see. I'm thinking the Sustainer tied our siblings' fate to this world at the beginning. And then, as Nahida said, let's see, because they went on their journey. And at the end of their journey, their fate, or their path through Irminsul became fuzzy. So I'm guessing, since it was recorded from the beginning, our sibling got tied to the beginning, or tied to this world, by the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles around when we arrived. Then they went on their journey. And then, near the end of that journey, they joined the Abyss Order. And that's why their footsteps become fuzzy in Irminsul. That's my guess. Anyways. But yes, speaking of motives, my guess is that our story parallels that of the Cryo Archons. We've seen a lot of parallels between the Traveler's story and various Archons, or various regions throughout each region that we go to. But probably the overall story also parallels that of the Cryo Archons, because we've noticed that there's a lot of twinned imagery going on here. It's everywhere. It's in the landscape. It's in the domains. It's surrounding every single Archon, right? Especially with this Archon quest, I've noticed that Greater Lord Ruka Devata looked just like Nahida, because she was Nahida. They're kind of siblings, I guess. I don't know. Siblings? Same person? Not relevant right now. A had a twin, a literal twin. Venti had a twin-like person. So basically, for each Archon, having lost your matching person is a huge theme. And that does make me think, you know, what the heck is up with Zhongli? He doesn't follow this pattern, which kind of puts a wrench in my thoughts. When I think of the people he's lost, and I've been trying to come up with somebody who might match this pattern. He's lost a lot of people in the Archon War, of course, and he's lost people after that even, because the Adepti fought in the war, the Yakshas continued to suffer even afterwards, so on and so forth. So when I think about the people around him that we know he's lost, the two that really stand out are Azhdaha and Guizhong. But Azhdaha doesn't really look like him, except, I mean, I guess kind of similar to the Exuvia color-wise. But with all the other Archons, we've seen nearly identical twins. Like with Nahida, she was identical. So I feel like that doesn't really work. Which leads us to Guizhong. But I don't think I ever remember seeing her depicted in the game. And usually the twins are the same gender also. Oh, but Zhongli has been a woman before. So maybe it works. But basically the question here is, have we seen Guizhong in game ever?
Let's work through it together.
I'm gonna catch up on a couple
Two heads are better than one.
notes from the chat. Let's see. Oh, wait, that's a really interesting note, Jade Lakewood. We'll have to come back up to that. Something like fighting the false sky, personal theories that during... right, we read that one. Something I find interesting is the phrase Zhongli said Raiden used to repeat 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of all, eternity is the closest to the heavenly principles. Right. When we're talking about Inazuma before we went there, I believe. Fighting something behind the false sky. Right, is the false sky protecting us or controlling us? Big question there. Jade Blakewood says, did you notice that Nahida capitalized heavenly principles but Dottore didn't? I didn't notice that. I can't believe I didn't notice that. That is fascinating. Only Senora was all. It's on site. True. Yes, we do know about the item description changes. We want to read those. From the Winter Night slot, so we know they want to burn the old world, right? Yeah, so it really seems like they want to overthrow or at least defy the laws of this world. Maybe we want maybe the Cryo Archon wants the Descender to use as a catalyst to use the Gnosis? Since the Traveler can control multiple elements after all. Oh, that's a great idea! Because I was thinking, if she were to give us the Gnosis and then throw us at the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, how could she manipulate us into fighting them to the end? We do already have our own motives, but they probably won't be that strong considering all the other ties we had to people in this world. But if she used us as a catalyst for her own use of the Gnosis, that's a great idea. And here we go, we're all caught up. Azhdaha did have a sort of twin thing going on though? Oh, did he? With Zhongli? Or with who? We see Guizhong briefly. We saw her in an event. Okay. Did she look at all like Zhongli? I'm quite curious here. Zhongli, even in his Statue of the Seven, is holding a block while everyone else is holding a ball. Maybe he is the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles. He's holding a cube. Cubes are the enemy. Zhongli. He's here somewhere.
Sure what to do next. How
He's here
about
somewhere.
on a walk? Yeah.
I would have to change the party menu to bring him back out. He's not in this party, is he? Wait, he might be. No, he's not. This is the main party. Oh my goodness. The little girl and the other guy, I forget his name. Oh, yeah. So the guy he possessed and the little girl that was another version of him, Azhdaha. It is true that he occupied 2 bodies at one time, but I would say they didn't really look like twins. Is sort of the imagery I'm looking for here. Guizhong appears in Cloud Retainer's story teaser, Echoes of the Heart. Oh, okay. Interesting. I will definitely have to see her at some point. Okay, but for now, that... sorry, that was all technically a side note on Zhongli. Back to the thoughts. You can probably see where I'm going with all this. I'm guessing the Archons have all had a twin of some sort that they've lost, except for Zhongli, I guess. And if there's a... by the way, if there's a twin in Fontaine and or in Natlan, I'm going to be very excited. But side note, okay. So, when it comes to Snezhnaya, maybe the Cryo Archon also had a twin person that she lost. It seems like they're not repeating relationships between the Archon and their person. So maybe the Cryo Archon won't have a literal twin because A already had a twin. Venti had a friend. Nahida had an alternate version of herself, kind of. Which also, that is perfectly parallel to Dottore. I love the writing in this region. It was so well done. She had an alternate version of herself that she erased, and then she got Dottore to erase his alternate versions of himself. Ah! It really makes me want to go through all the different regions that we've done and look at the Fatui that appeared there and see what I can like figure out about them based on what happened in the Archon Quest. But anyways, like I'm so curious about what's going on with Senora. We still don't really know. So she showed up in 2 regions. Oh my gosh, I want to dig into her personality, but maybe some other day. I'm digressing again. Okay. So, for the Cryo Archon, I'm guessing that she either had a lover or a daughter.
Something on your mind?
Maybe a parental figure, but that's kind of already similar to Nahida's story. And since she looked up to Greater Lord Devata so much. And so, I don't think it'll be that. She could have had like an inspiration of some sort, like a famous artist who inspired the Cryo Archon to see the beauty in the world. Because right now she's very, I hate the world, let it burn. So I'm trying to think what is the opposite of that she's come away from. But that doesn't really work because the person that's lost would have been the previous Cryo Archon. Maybe she was a scholar who discovered the truth and then was killed. Basically, my final thought here is we'll have to know more about the Cryo Archon's role in Snezhnaya to keep guessing. And I'm not talking about as the leader of the nation or as even the leader of the Fatui. I mean her social or cultural role. And that might be able to give us more insight on who it is that she could have lost. I wonder if they know that she's not the first Cryo Archon and that she's the second one. Let's see. Jolie just likes cubes. Lewis, square visions are very sus. They're squares. They do look so cool. I think it's probably my favorite vision design. Either that or Mondstadt. But they are squares. Oh yeah, because all the other ones are rounded. Wait, are they all? Rounded. Rounded, of course. Rounded. I need another... Square! Rounded. Do I have anybody from... I do have somebody from... Here we go. Aha! Oh, they're all rounded. And I even have somebody from Natlan. Where is she? Here she is. Okay, that was kind of spiky. That's a little spiky. That's a little weird. Mysterious. But in any case, I can neither confirm nor deny twin allegations for Fontaine. Cheers. I love it. Maybe it's a triplet in Fontaine. Quadruplets even. You know, we have already seen twin characters from Fontaine, haven't we? Where are they? Because I remember there were 2 characters in the Fontaine section of Travail. Lynette. She's a twin, isn't she? So I've heard. Anyways. So maybe Fontaine's twins are already checked off the list. So yeah, I don't know. Oh my goodness, what do we think? For the Archon in Fontaine, what could her person be? We know they like justice. We know she likes to pop up at the court, but there is a Chief Justice. Do you suppose she lost the previous Chief Justice? Or a previous Chief Justice? Because I'm assuming that they're human, and so they will die at some point. So maybe she lost a previous Chief Justice, and that's why she always goes to the court to remember them? Or who else could it be? I really don't know a lot about her personality. I can extrapolate more on the Cryo Archon's personality because we have seen her efforts throughout the world in the form of the Fatui and people talking about Snezhnaya. I have not heard anything about Fontaine. Well, I've heard a little bit about Fontaine, but I haven't heard anything about the Archon besides what Nahida literally just told us. What's her name? Focalors? Focalors, right? Soft? Yeah. Let's see. Justice. Maybe there was somebody who... Oh my goodness, wait, that would be so great! If the Hydro Archon lost somebody to a fate that could have been suspended or changed at the last moment, and she regrets that. Because this would have been the previous Hydro Archon. Because Nahida mentioned that the Archon reserves the right to like override a verdict or something. What did you say, Nahida? I'm curious now. Nevada? Aha. I'm looking at Travelog. I always forget where it is because Travelog is not quests and I'm always looking for quests. Okay. Oh goodness me. So it's probably here, right? It's in the dialogue tree, which is what we found earlier, so we should be able to find it again. Anything about Fontaine? Here we go. Doesn't preside over individual trials. However, she will make herself present at just about every trial. It seems she just likes to immerse herself in that sort of atmosphere. Is that a water pun? As an Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final verdict. And she's got a unique personality. Every time somebody has a unique personality in this game, it always seems to be a cover for grief. So, anyways, I wonder if she maybe somebody acquired a verdict that wrought her great sadness, but it would have been the previous Hydro Archon. Who could try the Archon? What crime could she commit? I mean, she could do evil things, sure. But you would think that if she had done evil things, there would not be an Archon in Fontaine anymore. This is so pretty. Anyways, okay, that was a long tangent. Let's see. A unique personality indeed. My favorite unique personality. Oh, interesting. Okay, I look forward to meeting her. But in any case, long story short, my guess is that the Cryo Archon lost her person and wants to bring her back. So that's usually in fantasy worlds a very powerful power. Turning back death is almost certainly going to go against both the laws of reality and fate itself. So that would explain why she wants to disrupt the control of those laws and also change fate. That's my guess. She's trying to bring somebody back to life. Pretty classic. I can't wait to see what she's up to. I have a side note here. It says, side note, it'd be really interesting to see Venti tied into this whole mess because of his whole Death, Wind, Souls connection. Second story quest when? Please, I'm begging you. And then I thought, oh, maybe that's why the Cryo Archon is so mad at him, because she already asked him to bring her person back and he said that he couldn't. I'm curious. Anyways, if they release a second story quest for Venti, I'm going to lose my mind. If they release it during Snezhnaya or Khaenri'ah, I'm going to feast. I mean, at this point, if they are going to release one for him, they have to do it during those two regions. We're almost done with Natlan. Anyway. There's a tiny bit of lore about Saritsa and the Shivada Jade. Oh, that's right! The gemstones! Oh my gosh, we have to read that. Okay. So. Where are we? Here's another idea. So maybe, if the Saritsa's not trying to bring somebody back from the dead, I always have to try to think of some other possibility, just in case that one's not right. I could also see her desire being to leave this world. Because we know something about this world is false. And it would parallel our story as the Traveler, as trying to leave this world. And also, probably, this would go against the laws and against fate. And that's, you know, the common theme that we've been seeing with the Fatui. So, going back to the Fatui, if we look at how they've always treated this world, at least the Harbingers, they've consistently demonstrated, I would say, a level of disdain for this world. Scaramouche called the whole thing a lie in Unreconciled Stars. Senora had this, like, general air of being over everyone and everything, but maybe that was just her. Dottore had no hesitations experimenting on people and generally breaking ethical rules, which I feel like comes across as him having a mentality of finding this world amusing. Like a plaything. So yeah, basically, it just seems like the Fatui don't care much for this world. The exception here, interestingly, of the Fatui that I've seen, being Child. Because as far as I know, he's never demonstrated that he thinks this world is non-interesting or replaceable. I would say, yes, he's definitely demonstrated a lack of regard for lives, but the way he went about that kind of felt more like a guy who loves fighting and a guy who is willing to do whatever it takes to follow orders, rather than somebody who wouldn't care if this world disappeared. Because, I mean, he has Tusser. So I think he'd be rather invested in this world continuing on and not burning, like the rest of the Fatui seem to want. But on a side note, I'm now very concerned for Tusser. Oh dear. But then thinking about Child, he does have his foul legacy form, which is very interesting. Somebody mentioned way back in the day that it's not actually delusion-based. So, foul legacy of what? Of dragons, maybe? Oh! We should check the archive. He's in there, isn't he? Where is he? Where is he? No. Living beings. I don't know. Just when I see slimes, I don't think Child. Child really just wants to fight everything, right? He doesn't seem like the guy who wants to, like, leave this world because it means nothing to him. He just likes fighting people. Holy cow. Look at him! Okay. Child. Tartaglia, 11th of the Fatui Harbingers, draws power from the ominous delusion he possesses and fights using martial arts that he learned in a land of darkness. Excuse me? He is a pure warrior with an insatiable lust for battle. Hey, there we go. Each bloody conflict, each life and death struggle is a delightful trial to him. People say that the young child is famed throughout the land for his battle prowess, but he has never taken big talk of this kind to heart. After all, you shall ever be the eye of the storm, and the clashing of steel shall ever accompany you. The pitch-black memory of stepping into uttermost darkness shall at last become the strength by which you will overturn this world. Ooh. I wonder who said that to him. Do you think the, Saritsa said that to him? Okay, so he learned to fight in a land of darkness? That makes me think... That makes me think of, I mean, I would assume he learned to fight in Shaznai, but a land of darkness makes me think of the Abyss. Look at the cloak, it's so pretty. So... the strength by which you will overturn this world. So he does want to change this world a little bit for at least some reason. Oh my... okay, here's the thing. Would y'all be willing to bear with me if I did a single 10 pull? Because he's on the Chronicle banner right now. And low-key, I really want to wish for him. I kind of want to wish for him. Okay, we're just gonna do one. I made a rule that I didn't want to drop below 30. It's a flexible rule, but I'm trying not to drop below 30. It would be amazing if we could get him. I'm gonna try. Child, please, I really want to read your character stories. Hoyo really has the chance to do something funny. You know? They could give me a sacrificial sword. Ooh. Livonia sword. I swear I have 10 copies of all of those. I have 3 wishes left. Should I do... I should have 3, right? I've got 3 more. We should do 3. That's blue. That's blue. Hoyo, press the button. The give me child please button. And that's blue again. Okay. Alright. I'm at 30. I didn't want to go below 30. Then again, bring Zhongli for him. He needs some more. Okay, let's see. There he is. I've been wanting to get child for a really long time. We know this. He was way back when on my poll. Let's see. That one event. I'm gonna get 5 Primogem or wishes tomorrow. Okay. I feel comfortable going below 30. Okay. I'm gonna do one more though. I'm going to stop at that. Because it's still purple. Curses! Okay. We have 14 more days or whatever it is. Ooh!
My name is Chong Yun. My family has practiced the art of exorcism in Larua for many generations. Fate has been generous in allowing my path to cross with that of your distinguished self. Oh, no, my services are free of charge.
Oh wow! Oh my god! Buddy! Cryo child. Look at him! This is Chong Yun! This is the guy we've been talking about! He's Cryo! I love Cryo! Oh, cool! Oh, and Lua! He's from Lua! That makes a lot of sense. It's the Lua banner! Oh, cool. Oh, nice! Okay, I'm happy. Child refused to come home. He is out fighting something, I guess. So sad. Let's switch back to Nahida.
Tastes the same as I remember.
And swap back to here. Alright. I'm happy. I didn't get a sacrificial sword or a child, but you know what? I got a Chongyun. I also got a notification on my battle pass. What is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Alrighty, moving on from all that. Those are my thoughts on child. We tried to get child. We did not get child, so we will not be reading child's stories today, unfortunately. He gives a cryo infusion. Oh, does he? Mr. Buggy, aren't you supposed to be at your lectures? I do love cryo though. Oh, your first main cabbage. Oh, cool. Oh, Nahida. Here we go. You get the 3 best friends. I think you have Shenling. Oh, because he knows Xingqiu, doesn't he? Oh, wait, that's so cute. Xingqiu, Xianling, and Chongyun. Still got the 10 pull in the mail from the start of February. Oh, right, we're getting a... Let's see. Well, here's the thing. I've heard that Farina's coming back in the next patch or something. So, I know that we want to get her for Nivelette. I've been so torn about this. Because I like, pulling for characters that I like. You're still on the way to lectures. Okay, good. But the thing is, I also have been told that I'm really going to like Farina. So I'm like, oh, I could pre-invest. And she's pretty universal, apparently. Oh, wait, she's in the second half, so there's still time? How much time, though? Because, you know, if we think about it... to get a character, you need 90 wishes maximum. I think I'm at 0 after Citlali. So I ideally would go into that patch with 90 wishes. But I've got 20. I mean, I've got some star glitter and whatnot saved up, but it's making me a little anxious. But we'll see. Risley, second half as well, and he's cryo. Oh, no! These cryo characters. They're out to get me. But I did just get a cryo 5-star. I should control myself. I just got a cryo 4-star. Oh my god, I want to build him. Wait. Can I build him? There he is. Hello. What does he need? What do you need? You use a great sword. You want artifacts. That's a pretty cool constellation. You have talents. I'll have to look at that at some point.
Let's work through it together.
She's good for everyone pretty much. Farina is. Nivelette has an anti-synergy, but still works well. Oh, wow. Funny, I never realized that. She's just been recommended to me so many times for use with Nivelette. Second phase of 5.4 is about 5 weeks away from now. Oh, wait. Should we do some math? Oh, June needs to save for Farina as well. You have 0 wishes. I'm so sorry. Hang in there. Okay, 160 is a thing. How many do I get for my dailies? Oh, but I'm also doing Archon quests, and they keep hitting me.
If you're not sure
They keep hitting me with Sumeru gems because of Archon quests. 90. Let's do the reverse math. Oh my god, 1440. How many do we get in a day? 60, 70, 80? I don't know. I mean, if you farm the world in World Quest, it's very possible. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll hold off for now, and as Lantern Rite progresses, I might see if I can continue wishing for Child. I've got 14 days left on him. Be really funny. No, that's addiction speaking. I was about to say, it'd be really funny if I did one more and I got him. That's addiction right there. It's not. We're gonna sit on our 20. Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine. Livy's here! Hi, Livy! Welcome back! What's going on? We're just about to head back into thoughts. I'm almost done with my thoughts. And then we can wrap up the stream doing this, that, or the other thing. Let's see.
on your mind again?
The third plot thread that I wanted to talk about. We talked about the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, we talked about the Fatui. Finally, the third thing I wanted to talk about was our dear sibling. Wherever he is out there. For this third plot thread, it's actually a more emotional arc, which is very nice. What I was curious about, and this note that I have here has like 4 bullet points, and then I had a realization. So here's the thoughtful journey. The Abyss was not mentioned at all. Or the Abyss Order. I don't remember the Abyss being mentioned at all in the discussion that Nahida had with us or with Dottore near the end of this quest. So that's very interesting. When we're talking about the midpoint signposting for the main conflict. So if we extrapolate from that, does that mean that the Abyss really isn't our enemy? I'm trying to remember if Khaenri'ah was even mentioned at all. And then I remembered, oh yeah, so Greater Lord Vukotvasa said they were all summoned to Khaenri'ah. And we can see how this I'm guessing that that is the incident that caused the Cryo Archon to lose her person. And so then you can understand from that why she'd be so upset with the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles. Summon them all to Conria and then she died, is my guess. And then I realized, wait a minute, we have a Dane quest to do, don't we? We still have a Daneslip quest to do. So maybe I'll hear more about the Abyss Order there. If I had to guess, the Abyss Order is kind of branched out from what happened to Conria. And, not that, like, you know, every surviving Conrian is allied with the Abyss Order, because of course not. We know Dane, for instance, isn't. So, I guess, how does the Abyss Order tie into all this? Is, they're also trying to oppose the Heavenly Principles? My guess is they're trying to break the curse, right? Or get some revenge for breaking the curse, and Dane just doesn't agree with their techniques, shall we say. So, their role in all this is a motivating factor? Something that pushes other pieces into motion? Because it's a motive, basically. Not to repeat basically the same word in a different form. But trying to break the curse is a tangible goal that I personally can get behind. They're definitely trying to make the cursed people sympathetic to us players. So that's my current theory about what we might see with the Dane quest, is more discussion of the curse and what it really means for the people, and what the Abyss Order has been up to, and also what Daneslip has been up to, because I'm surprised if he doesn't agree with the Abyss Order's motives or motivation. No, neither of those. Approach? That's the word. If he doesn't agree with their approach, why isn't he trying his own approach? So, anyways, I'd be curious to see if we can see what Dane has been up to all these years besides fighting the Abyss Order in that quest. Either that, or if he has been choosing to do nothing about the curse, seeing it as sort of his cross to bear, then maybe we will be motivated personally to do something about the curse, because we kind of learned about it and then just didn't do anything about it. And we've just learned about Descenders and our possible ability to change fate, though I don't know if we've connected those dots yet. So maybe we could change their fates. I wonder why Daneslip hasn't connected those dots yet. Does he not know about Descenders? Because otherwise he could have asked us. You can see the process happening right now. The thoughts are happening. But yeah. The other thing is that I do know about Daneslip's role in all this is from the Travail trailer. He says something about command me to step aside. So it does seem like also, oh, I forgot to mention something really important about the midpoint. The midpoint is supposed to be the part at which the main character goes from reactive to proactive. So, up until this point, we have been learning and gathering information and responding to events. And then from this point on, we're supposed to be using what we've learned to demonstrate growth in our character by doing things, basically. So, my guess is that in the Dane quest, we've learned really important things in the Hedis quest, but now we need to move along that emotional arc that is our character arc. So I'm guessing in that quest, we will be motivated to take some sort of action or seek out some sort of knowledge or some sort of ability that ties into our role as a Descender and our place in the fate of this world. That's my current guess. So on and so forth. Zarstrusa does bring up a great point though, which is that I think, or they think that Dane's agenda is to not mess with the divine, which is a great point. He has basically explicitly said that before, and I just forgot. So thank you for mentioning that. Agreed. I'm seeing a lot of nervousness in the chat, which makes me quite happy, because I feel like that means I'm having some interesting thoughts. So I apologize for the, the worries about not spoiling things, but I also appreciate your care not spoiling things. Okay. Oh, Fleur, thank you. Redeem drink water. I will do. My goodness, that was a lot of words. Those were all my words, if anybody wants to add any non-spoilery thoughts. The water is delicious, by the way. Neverlet would approve, I believe. Okay. I do have some remaining questions that I don't have any thoughts on, so I'll just throw them out so you guys know where my thoughts are. I don't have answers to these. My remaining questions is forbidden knowledge. We know that it's knowledge from outside this world that's been brought in, and it's incompatible, and it kind of infects everything it touches. Why? Is it forbidden because it is intrinsically incompatible with our world, and it's a danger to Tivat through that infection? Or is it forbidden because the laws that govern this world say, hey, no outside information. And that makes it cause this infection. That's an important distinction to me, because if it's the second, then that means that the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles is trying to control this world by keeping it isolated. Oh, we have a question. Avery asks, what did you think of the Sumeru characters? Any favorites? I adored them. They've all grown on me so much. I mean, of course I adore Nahida. Of course I do. She was my first 5-star, besides the Traveler. I really enjoyed getting to know Tainari more, because I also have him, and I've been using him a lot. And seeing his personality shine has been really great. I liked that he didn't change that much as a person, but developed in terms of our relationship with him over the course of the quest. I thought that was pretty neat. Alhaitham is a delightfully complex character, and I love complex characters. I still haven't figured him out, I feel like. So I'm looking forward to his story quest. Dia was such a delight. I'm really excited to go back to Dragonstein with her someday. But any favorites? Oh, it's so hard for me to pick favorites. I really like Dunyarzad. I really like some other NPCs. I love them all. I love them all. That's all I can say. I love them all. BB says, I always try to talk as if I'm at the point in the story that she is. Hey, I appreciate you. Leapy says, let's just say you have some very intriguing and well thought out thoughts. Oh, yay! Fantastic! I got a good grade in overthinking theories. That's all I've ever wanted in life. Ooh, Zarathusta says, in the last video you wondered how Dotori treated Colley's Elazar. In the manga we know she was imbued with Archon residue, remains of deceased gods. It was also used for delusions at the delusion factory located nearby Orobashi. So dead gods resist the forbidden knowledge, perhaps. Ooh, that's an interesting point. I was thinking about this before, about how is it that godly power is able to resist Elazar, and by extension the withering and the forbidden knowledge, or is it specifically dead gods that can resist the forbidden knowledge? That's a great point. I want to think on this. I'm gonna write that down in my remaining questions area. Dead gods. Okay. You still haven't formally met my favorites of the Sumeru crew yet, says Digital. Ooh. Oh, intriguing. There's still more out there. I do have a bunch of story quests to get through and a bunch of world quests to get through, so I'm not really surprised, but I also am surprised. Ooh. Can't wait. Dunyarzad. Oh, I love Dunyarzad. They're all so good. Okay, really quick, my remaining questions. These are bullet points, mostly. First is the Samsara loop that Nahida replaced Greater Lord Vikatavata for. Started 500 years ago. What is looping? Is it like the whole world is looping? Is it just what is if the whole world is looping, how do we have any previous history at all? What is loop? Okay, the Samsara loop. What is it that's looping? How do we have any previous history, but Rukkhadevata is gone? Anyways, moving on. Questions there. The third question is naturally, who are the other descenders? The Sustainer of Heavenly Principles is thought to be the first. We're the fourth, so 2 and 3. I'm trying to think of any beings that we've heard of that are as powerful or as influential as we and the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles are. Can't count our brother or our sibling because they're part of this world now. Very Little Mermaid style. I'm really coming up blank with this one. Oh, no, wait, no. There was a possibility. I have to go somewhere. We're going here. And while I do the thing that's very obvious, that's what I'm about to do, other things I have are the fact that we remember, even though Irminsul deleted stuff, deleted Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, is interesting. I'm guessing that's a consequence of being at the center. And that one researcher, Zandik, I need to figure out where all those papers are and read them again. Try to connect the story there, what's going on there. And my last and final remaining question is the dead gods question that we just brought up. So those are all of my thoughts after the end of this quest. This, though, if we talk about entities that are as powerful as the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, possibly, I can't think of any of the gods that currently exist in this world being powerful enough. But we're in a place that has no music. We should move. I have a rule, by the way, if you're wondering why. I have a rule, which is that I only open before Sun and Moon in Konomiya or otherwise under Tevat. I don't do it on the surface. I don't want to get smited. Books. Before Sun and Moon. So basically, I don't think any of the modern gods are as powerful as the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles. But I'm wondering about these beings. Because... were they gods? The eternal throne of the heavens, the world came anew, came forth. I was going to comb through this and see if it mentioned anything about descending. I'm not recalling that it does. Just the primordial one feels like a very powerful name. And they made the world, right? Yeah, they created the animals. They made the mountains and rivers. So, like, I don't know what the world was before, but these guys seem pretty darn powerful. So... yeah, that's my current theory. Ooh, try not to cough. Yeah, I just... something doesn't feel quite right about it, and I think it's the fact that that book doesn't mention them descending for anyone. It just... they came forth. Oh! BB Bones has a point, though. I need to go back in. I need to memorize this whole book, I swear. Where are you? Here you go. Konomiya... primordial one... I love how it may have been Fanes. We don't know. Could not have been. Maybe it was. We weren't there. There's people. Yay, people. Oh no, people. The second throne of the heavens came. So, this is interesting. The eternal throne of the heavens came, and then the second throne. So if we say the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles is the first descender, then the primordial one could possibly be the second, and then the second throne would be the third. But it's interesting that this is the second throne. So could it be that the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles is actually the third descender, and the primordial one was the first, and the second one descender was the second? Or do these people just not know about the existence of the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, and so they're actually the first, and then these two are the second and third respectively? Zarathustra thinks that the second throne is the second who came. Enjo mentioned that Celestia and the gods came outside the world. He did. Very much indeed. Something about not approving of that very much. So... basically, I have no idea what's going on here. There's so many mysterious names floating around. I don't know who is who. Stairway to Heaven? Holy Fair reactions. Oh, I need to find a time to react to those. I know there's a bunch of like Holy Fair videos. They're all really good. Primordial one is also referred as the Eternal Throne of the Heavens, right? Right. So you're thinking they're the first one. And the second is the second. Eternal Throne. The second came... ah! Do keep in mind that this is a single source, and keeping in mind Irminsul being able to wipe things is a thing. Can we truly trust anything? That's a great question. Can we trust anything? The answer is no. Unless it's in our own memories. Let's go find that voice line that we so conveniently have about all the Descenders. Because of course we were great friends before we came to Tevat. We all knew each other out in space. Great times. Did you play the World Quest with the researcher Soraya from Wangshu Inn? I did! Soraya sounds very familiar. Is that the one... I remember there's two NPCs and they talk about each other. Is Soraya the one who got attacked by treasure hoarders, or is Soraya the one that was in the Guili Plains? Either way, I think I played the World Quest. Alright, we're just at about time. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that World Quest, Arthursta. But I'm gonna check my notes. One of my extra notes was reading Sun and Moon again, so hey, you know, we made it pretty close. I was going to try to read the Deepwood artifact set, but we'll have to do that another time, maybe in a video or another stream. That's all my thoughts currently. Gwaley Plains. Okay, so that was the Gwaley Plains one. Okay, here's the thing. I almost wish that I had not done that quest as early as I did. Because back then I was still figuring out just how many different civilizations existed in this world and how important all the world quests were for like helping you piece together the timeline of everything. Because I did the world quest, did not memorize it as thoroughly as I should have, and I can't reread it in the archive because it was a world quest. So I'm kind of waiting on that hypothetical, not so hypothetical second account to roll around, and then I can play it again and see what she said. But I can also look it up on the wiki once I get more done with Natlan and all that. Anyways, that will have to be all for now, unless anybody has any last thoughts on the Archon Quest and related things. Oh, Zarstrusa adds, Soraya said that the Archon War was about the seven divine thrones and... Wait, did she? Oh my god, no way! The Archon War was about the 7 divine thrones in Celestia? Also, I remember the Traveler sibling speaking about Abyss engulfing the thrones. Oh, fascinating. So, but wait. But what? But wait. What? No way. The Archon War. Why 7? But what about the first 2? The Eternal Throne and the Second Throne? Do you think the... Okay. I'm going to have so many thoughts on this. A protracted war erupted between the gods, each of whom coveted a seat at one of the 7 divine thrones in Celestia. I mean, if I had to guess from the gods that we know, probably they didn't covet so much the seat and the power as they did staying alive. Is my guess. Or protecting their people, in many cases, to be honest. But in any case, wow! It was mentioned even back then! Oh. Cough, Havria, cough. Wait, Havria, where have I heard that name? The god of salt! Yeah, Havria. Anyways, thank you, Zarstrusa, for these delicious thoughts that I will think on at length. And hopefully something cooks in my brain and I can serve a delicious pizza of thoughts to you guys later at some point. In the meantime, yes, we're gonna wrap up here. I think that's all of our concluding thoughts for today. Jay Blakewood has so kindly reminded me that, yes, I wanted to formally announce that I am indeed switching to Patreon from Ko-fi, just due to some feedback that I received from some supporters and also due to some changes policy-wise that make it a little difficult to continue using Ko-fi. Unfortunately, but Patreon is very well established, I would say. So I look forward to switching over there and seeing what new devices they have available to us. I've been a Patreon before, so it's really interesting to be on the other side of things. So many buttons. In any case, yes, there's that formal announcement. I've mentioned it in the description of the video that went up today. But to be all professional about this and stuff, yay! New code! Hooray! Thank you for listening to my Patreon mention. That's all. In the meantime, that will be all for today. Thank you all so much for coming to this wrap-up stream. I recognize that about half of it was me almost lecturing these half-baked theories that I have, but I hope you enjoyed them. Sumeru, what a wild time. I loved it so much. I'm going to be sad to leave Sumeru, so I'm glad that there's more to do. Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed this extra Sumeru day. This very Sumeru week, even. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad you were able to catch a bit of it too, Livy. Thank you all so much for chatting with me about my theories and whatnot. I cannot wait until I'm all caught up with you guys and we can just discuss everything and anything under the sun and moon. One day there will be no more spoilers to be afraid of, and there will be peace on Teyvat. So thank you all so much for coming. I'm glad you enjoyed the thought pizza, BB. There's so much lore in Genshin. There so absolutely is, and I adore every speck of it. It just takes a little bit to collect, doesn't it? Oh, you're very welcome for the stream, June. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the theorizing. I almost want to come up with like even more theories just to see how out there I can get. But this is just the thoughts that I have currently since I last played the Archon Quest. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully not 3 years down the line. Oh no. Bye now, everyone.